Hey guys, welcome back. It has been a week since the last video of this series has been done. We've had quite a lot of progress happen in the game world, where essentially now, out in the world, I do have mutants now spawning. I did build a dock here, and I'm slowly building a gazebo. That's mainly gonna be, for the most part, kind of like what I focus on for the most part in this game. Okay, so this thing does spawn fish. So, something that has been definitely annoying with these last few days of survival in the game have been, like, as soon as I start trying to get to work on, like, any project whatsoever, I almost, like, immediately get ambushed by cannibals and mutants now, and it halts my work to become really slow. It's making me be kind of afraid of, like, geez, if this is how bad it already is, and I'm not even into, like, the 20s on my days for survival yet, like, just how bad is, like, just how bad are my days where I'm gonna, like, be much later in, if I can get there, gonna be. And, like, see, just started working on this wall. And already got company. So, whenever I have an issue like this happen, where, say, cannibals are trying to attack, thankfully my food racks are not too bad off at the moment, though it would be nicer if I could get some. I'm really hoping that those are just babies and that those aren't like an actual good. It looks like from the sound of it that they're just remaining babies from a lazy attack that I had actually last night last night in game. That was off screen. So, the main goal is to kind of just survive and build things to make, like, a really nice aesthetic surviving area. The gazebo is kind of the first thing I'm building for aesthetic, and then eventually I do plan on trying to, like, expand and put something up here. I'm gonna remove or go a little bit further and create, like, a slightly smaller base. But before I start building a secondary base, because base number 1, in all honesty, has got some size to it, so I kind of want to get base number 1 all prettied up first, and something I'd love to do, but it's going to take a lot of stones and sticks, and me taking moments of going out from behind my walls to kind of put some of those, like, I'll show you guys what I'm talking about. I kind of want to build the defensive wall spikes, and put those on the outside because they do damage when things ram into them. And it would be nice to have those around my base, so that if things are running in, they'll be taking damage and I won't have to, like, try to honestly poke at them from behind the walls and do that little, like, glitch. I have been looking for a game series to play and to do for all of you. If you guys ever see me kind of just like standing in place, I'm probably doing it for a reason. Like, I maybe had to set my controller down for a second or something of that nature. It's not that I'm ignoring the game or purposely, like, when I say purposely, I don't mean like in the fact of I'm purposely sitting in place just to do nothing. I'm doing it purposely on the point of there's a reason why it's just me standing there. So that's where the baby is. And that sounds like a meatball. Like, that's an armsy, alright. And that's a blue armsy. So, for those of you that have never seen the forest and don't know what goes on, you're on this island with these weird experimental mutants and with just your average run-of-the-mill cannibals that try to attack you. Now, these mutants, there's some variants. There's a one with a whole bunch of legs that can spew like these little baby mutants at you. They're known as Virginia in the game, but in the fan base we refer to them as legsies, or legsy, because of all the legs that they have. Then there is then, after the legsies, there's the more common ones that appear. And for me, in my history of honestly playing the game, this has been the more common of the species for me to have been attacked by. And that would be the species known as armsy. They have a whole bunch of arms. They hit really hard. And then there's one species that's just like these giant, fat, bulbousy. And see, I leave my base and then I question stuff like this, like, how did these armsies get into my base? Why the heck are they here? Because I honestly can't really combat an armsy. Will it let me? No, it won't. I was gonna see if maybe it would let me possibly skin it underwater, but that's not looking possible. And either the game glitched out because I had to go too far, Yeah, this here is an armsy, everyone. The creature that I was honestly just talking about. So every once in a blue moon, there's these glitches where things somehow, some way, will get into my base. Hey, come on! Ugly. Seriously? A full wreck stage here. This thing should be, I was about to say damn near dead. Shouldn't be any reason that it's not near dead. Now, you can skin mutants, you get armor from them. Now, I needed to replenish my food because my character was hungry. A little upset that that happened, but really glad that I found out, I guess, that if you give it a second, that fish are supposed to spawn like fish spawn all up in this lake, and I never knew that if I came, I believe it wasn't here, but it was so I lost the wood I had that I was going to be working on the gazebo with, and okay. Alright. So we got through that attack. Which right now for me, I should have done this area first and fully cleared it of trees. Because I have like this thing about having really prominently visible area in this game so I can see what's coming at me from where. Okay. So whenever I start getting attacked from when I'm trying to work on that one end, I tend to just come over here, grab some stuff, and then start working on on the gazebo. No, yeah, like if you give it a second, when there's fish, the fish are supposed to like spawn, yep, like that. Mind you, some of them are like out of my range. But now that I know that fish can actually spawn in that spot, for me, that is actually a major help. Okay, so I've got like 29 more logs left for the gazebo. And then oh cool. That's good to see some logs that landed in here some way. Maybe that's where the logs I was holding went, but okay. So I've actually really been enjoying this survival series and trying to survive within the forest. The forest is one of these like weird, obscure indie games that an old ex-friend of mine got me into, who I'm no longer involved with. I'll tell the story of like what happened with me and him sometime, but for all rights and purposes, I do leave names out of stories. Of the actual person, I leave them out of the story, I should say. But when it comes to, say, like Sergey or Jack, because they're here and they've given me express permission, essentially, to discuss them in stories, there's not a lot of, say, me having to worry about, like, what's being said, and, like, things of that nature with them. So there's, like, less worry or hearsay of, like, you can't do that, or we didn't say you could say this. Because pretty much anything that I want to speak about, Jack, Sergey, and Kaiju don't give a, like, shit about me, like, telling those particular stories. I'm really glad I put that system right there, because that stops a lot of stuff from coming through and causing problems. And I'm sorry, everyone, that the video has kind of been boring and it's just been like me, you know, evading a mutant, somehow mutants that got into my thing, and then getting stuff to work on this gazebo. But it's a survival video and I'm trying to, you know, make it through to the end of the survival. Now, my main focus is getting this gazebo done and then slowly trying to complete that, because that's a pond that spawns fish, and if I can put a border around that, that honestly will give me a place that I can fish at, essentially. That is not gonna be a problem to fish. It will... So, I know there was that one cannibal, and there is another cannibal. I don't think I have any wood over here. So it literally is gonna just turn into me kind of going off here into the woods, because I know I've got Oh, you guys would have loved this. In my original playthrough of the forest that I played through my first time ever with my friends, I chopped down a tree and like got sidetracked and like I pulled essentially a move like this and just stood right here and then ended up getting hit by the tree that came down and it just killed me. And I'm like, what just happened? And they're like, bro, you just got killed by your own tree that you chopped down. And it was pretty freaking hilarious. And I was like, okay, note to self, don't be stupid and stand in front of your trees that you chopped down. Like, hurt the Bryce. Don't do it. And the majority of viewers should already know my actual name is Bryce. Though, like, it's like anyone in the Game Grumps. You hear Game Grumps, and you're not like, oh yeah, that's the show with, you know, Danny Sex banging Ego Raptor. Like, even though Aaron Hansen goes by Ego Raptor, you don't normally ever see him, like, calling himself Ego Raptor on camera. Or, like, anything of that nature. So, it really... Okay, cool. The blueberries were enough to sustain me. I love blueberries in this game, or as Mark and them call them, bloobs. I love them because they count not only as a hydration food item, which is right there in the name, but hydration food items will restore hydration level. And then they restore your hydration level, but they also give you food level. So they're like one of the best foods you can come across, and most of the time you have to find wild blueberries. And then once you've found the wild blueberries, you have to hope that you get blueberry seeds, and then you build a garden. And I've plenty of times played the game where I've been trying to, for the longest of times, to get the, like, vegan ending is what we call it. Whoa, that's an odd one. But there's an achievement for beating this game without killing or like accidentally harming a single animal and only surviving off of plants and berries. And my whole entire goal was to try to have a playthrough where that's all I did. And I've gotten really close, but there was like one time where me and the boys were trying to beat the game, trying to do this. Like, we're trying to beat the game, we're trying to get through this, like, main story of it, and we had this amazing base, but, like, nobody was appointed to go hunting or go, like, berry gathering and, like, replenish the, berry gardens And I had like this massive like berry setup. I had several giant berry patch like gardens, and all of them were filled with nothing but blueberries. And people were like, "Hey, can I come in and grab some blueberries?" And me being me, I'm just like, yeah, sure. Well, nobody thought that if they got blueberry seeds, to replant down seeds. And we had to go through this, like, insane level and annoying part of, like, trying to acquire these blueberries. Well, we eventually ended up fixing our situation with the blueberries, but dear God, was it annoying up until we actually got it fixed. So the nice thing is that even if I can't gather water from my water gatherer, I do have a pan which I can gather water from the lake, and then I can boil the water to make it safe to be drinking. And so what we're gonna do is we're gonna see if we can't get fish to spawn, which clearly as of right there we did, so if this is true, I'll have like an infinite food source, but I wasn't planning on having something like this be available, everyone, so but that's amazing. I can survive literally just off fish in this game. So gotta try and get this thing taken care of, because sooner I can take this thing and finish it, which I honestly don't think is gonna be possible. But the sooner and the more work I can put into it, even if it's in small spurts, the better. So, to continue with the discussion, because I did get thrown off topic, but yeah, that sounded like there was a mutant nearby, and so I'm coming up here immediately to get a bird's eye view and see what was just in my vicinity. I don't see anything. So why did it sound like I was about to get badly attacked? Oh boy! You guys see that? Look at that pack! Jeez, you can see them over there. Like, in that, I'll do it where like this little circle is, you could see the whole group just running around out there. Getting work done on this, I have an idea of how to do it. I'm just not the biggest fan of it. So, as I told you guys, I'm human. I gotta stay hydrated. I have a medical condition, and I know I constantly say I have a medical condition, but it's true, where my mouth dries out really easily, so I have to drink lots of water. But the way that I'm doing the gazebo, essentially, by coming out the side here and then doing... Come on. Sorry, I'm looking for something, everyone. So, like, please bear with me while I look for this item. There it is. Okay, sorry about that. But I could start coming up from there and making the long trek over there with wood slowly. Log by log, like what I'm doing for this area over here. So I've got this whole game plan, and I'm gonna put it into action once the gazebo's actually done, so I can kind of take wood from, say, like this end over here to there, and I just gotta make sure that the idea actually goes through. Mind you, it's really super counterproductive too, because I'm gonna have to get wood to make the thing that would literally take me over, just like a straight shot over here to the opposite end. But it'd be super useful versus having to constantly make this long trip around the perimeter and just do a straight across. I could just lay down the plan and say screw it, because it's not like these log counts or anything actually matter. But for the most part, it would essentially be like me coming on over here, and it would be I don't know if it's a custom formation or yeah, it's just no, it's not a platform, it'd be a custom foundation. Because what it would be is it would be I'd have to okay. Yeah. So, like, I could essentially... Whoa. That's not a custom foundation, that was a custom... Okay. So, it would be essentially like... Okay. Because, yeah, this is gonna be like several thousand wood, I think. I might just end up exterminating. And by exterminating, I mean, like, eliminating the, plan for this from existence. Because I don't want to have to go cut, like, 1,001 trees down just to make, say, a, that's not the worst thing in the world, and then all it would be is that there'd be a little, like, thing of steps that comes down into this. Or honestly, it would just be a walk onto. So... So then, I did not take a look at how much this thing was actually going to be. 323, okay, that's not the worst thing in the world I've ever seen in a game. I've literally had contraptions in non-creative builds that were like several thousand, and we had to use a log duplication glitch to create, like, copies of logs, because it's gonna be that and then creating a set of stairs that goes down, so that instead of going around the perimeter, I can just go straight across and then down and out with future woodwork. So this gazebo is essentially done. Then all that I have left when the actual gazebo is done is setting up, okay, time to grab a fishy. But essentially all I have after the gazebo set up is finishing the wood wall, but before I do the wood wall, I'd honestly want to finish the, there's a blue armsy and a blue legsy. Oh, this is getting... No, stupid tree. Stupid tree. Making me get caught on it. So that side of the area seems to be getting attacked. I'm not sure how bad over here is. I'm tempted to go up the deer stand and see. Because honestly, this area over here is not getting too badly attacked. Okay, so there's the armsy and legsy. And over here is clear as balls. From what I can see, so... hopefully this isn't me being stupid. I think that this is a, yeah, that was a stick tree. This should be a tree, I'm hoping. If not, that tree over there is definitely a tree. And some people might be being like, hey, you know, you're risking your time by cutting down those little trees that are just stick trees, right? And for that, it's a, I don't want to accidentally get confused or in like a rush. Be trying to cut these down later. And if they're cut down, then they're not gonna like, the thought in my head is not gonna be a, oh my god, I have to like run past this. It's already gonna be down, I'm gonna see a clear shot of where I've gotta go, etc. And I'm gonna feel like it's gonna be safer and easier for me to run because I'll be seeing where I've gotta aim to go. But because of them being over on the one side, which I believe I just saw some company. Okay, so we are gonna... because I got really hardcore attacked over on the one side, they're actually gonna make it somewhat easier for me over here, that is, until... essentially somebody catches wind or sees what I'm doing cannibal-wise. That or I could get lucky until the sun goes down and then have to head back home. Alright, that's a cannibal. Like I said, I was gonna be good until somebody would catch wind of what was going on. Okay, no fish because they don't spawn until like it's the same thing as items in specific locations. They don't respawn until a specific date, like a specific number of days later. So while it is technically like an easy food source to secure, it's not guaranteed that it could last me, depending on situation and things of that nature. So okay. What the game plan is that I'm going to, and the time for this episode is almost over, everyone. I actually am having a lot of fun filming. You guys are going to see a lot of episodes coming out, not like quantity-wise all on one day, but I've got a lot of films that I've pre-filmed that will be getting released throughout these next few days. And it's actually quite nice. Now, this is gonna switch over to me having to play like off screen here in a little bit, and I'm essentially gonna be like finishing the gazebo, starting work on the bridge. And then we'll be going from there. Oh, okay, that's coins. I thought for a moment there that I was like, what the heck are these weird looking berries? Lo and behold, they're not berries. Okay, so nighttime's kicking in. I know because of how I've been playing that, like, the whole situation with sleeping is a little awkward. Like, they make me wait a specific amount of time in-game before I can sleep. So, I'm just gonna kind of... I might just wait through the day. That way, when I sleep, I can fix the character's sleep schedule to sleep, you know, like, as soon as night hits, essentially. But we're gonna go with that, and we're gonna see if we can't get the character going. This is actually turning out quite well, everyone. I know the next time I see you guys, I'll finally be in the double digits for days. Well, I'm already in the double digits, but I'll be like in the 20s. So, I'm excited to see just how intense and how hardcore the survival system is gonna get on me as the days progress. Honestly, for me, if I can make it to day 70 something and have us survive, I will consider that as a win. But I'm gonna go ahead and end the video, everyone, because my sleep for the game is not gonna really kick in because I'm gonna try to make it to the next day, which has quite a while. So everyone, thanks for watching. If you guys liked what you saw, don't forget to like and subscribe. If you really like what you guys had seen, maybe hit that notification bell to notify you whenever we have a new episode come out. That way you're not missing a single video at all. Until then, everybody, bye, and don't forget to take it easy.